from RTO. Welcome to Monday, first show of the week. Cold, bright day in Northampton, and the first band up this week is a viewer's request. It was requested by, I know at least one person that's requested this, and that's fellow YouTube channel owner Richard McCook. He's looking forward to this one, so here we go, Richard. We are doing it. Got a big confession here. I did not own one Bay City Rollers album. I was only sort of got a greatest hits album, so listening to these albums was all new to me, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's taken a little while to do this one because I'd never heard any of the music and I didn't want to do the ranking on just one listen. I've been listening to, I think, since we did that show sometime in the summer. Seems like an age ago. So I've finally been able to sit down and work this one out. So Bay City Rollers, they're a Scottish pop band, rock band, teen idols. They were like the Backstreet Boys, the Spice Girls, and New Kids on the Block of the time. What's that other one? See, I'm no good on them sort of bands. I can't remember the latest, the last real boy band. Formed in the 70s. The groups had so many change-ups, but the one we'll always remember is Les McEwen, Alan Longmuir, Derek Longmuir, Longmuir, I think, sorry, Stuart Woody Wood, and Eric Faulkner. The band are still going today. They have sold over 120 million records worldwide, making one of them the most best-selling artists of all time. So the band is still going today. They're touring, and it does feature one original member now, Stuart Woody Wood. We've got Ian Thompson now, Marcus Cordock, and Jamie McGlory. But the ones we are remembering, of course, are Alan Longmuir. He was there from 64 to 76, 78 and 81, 82 to 83, 1990, 1996, 1999 to 2000, and 2015 to 16. Sadly, Alan is one of the classic members who passed away. He passed away in 2018. Eric Faulkner, he's still with us. I'm sure he's still making music somewhere. He was from the band from 72 to 81, 82 to 85, 90, 96 and 99 to 2000. Derek Longmuir, the drummer, he was with the band from 64 right up to 96. And then Les McEwen was 73 to 78. And 92 to 85, 96, 99 to 2000, 2015 to 16, and sadly he passed away last year. So they officially released in the UK 10 albums, which is quite a lot. I was shocked. So I'm going to rank all the ones that they were released in the UK only. I know they had a couple of rehashes for America, but I'm concentrating on the United Kingdom. So coming in at number 10, it was released in 2015, and it was called A Christmas Shang-A-Lang. This was a festive album from the Bay City Rollers, included some brand new tracks as well, rollarized versions of some Christmas classics. So we had Stuart Woody Wood, Les McEwen and Alan Longmuir. Rock and roll, it's Christmas time, this is so cheesy. It's horrible. I didn't like it that at all. Then we get Shang-A-Lang Festive Mix Live. This is not bad. The fans are absolutely going bonkers. That's the best bit of it. Then they do a version of White Christmas. It's not what I really want to hear. A Lonely Christmas Eve is not a bad tune. I can quite cope with that. Jingle Bells is a rockier version of it. It's alright. Christmas Kiss, a typical Bay City Rollers ballad. I've got no problem with that. Christmas Every Day When I'm With You. This is alright. Nothing wrong with that. Party Tonight, again, bit cheesy. Then they do Loch Lomond, you know, you take the high road and I take the low road. This is dour. What were they doing? It's an uplifting song. Oh, Christmas gift. It's just Les having a thank you for buying the record and all that nonsense. It just wants to make you throw up that little bit at the end. Okay, it's a Christmas album. But of all the Christmas albums that, you know, these people bring out, this wasn't too bad. I've heard worse, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 5 out of 10. Okay, that's the novelty records out of the way. Let's now go into the proper albums. So coming in at number 9 is an album from 1981, their final release. They were called The Rollers by this time. And the album is called Ricochet, and this featured Eric Faulkner, Duncan Farrell on vocals, Alan Longmuir and Derek Longmuir and Woody. Got extras on here. We got Judd Lander playing bagpipes and harmonica, and Pat Bianco on the saxophone. First track on this album is called Doors, Bars and Metal. Horrible start, but then it goes into quite a nice tune, and I don't mind that one at all. Life on the Radio, I just couldn't get into this track at all. Kept listening to it, no, I can't get into this. No Doubt About It is pretty good. It's a nice little pop song from the time, and I get that one. Roxy Lady, it's not too bad. It's a little bit of a rock and roll type number. Then we get Ricochet, which is not instrumental. It's okay, not the best. You Won't Come Home With Me, oh, it's a little bit wishy-washy for me. Ride, it's a pleasant tune for the time that it was recorded. It's not too bad. Lag of Love on the Line, this is good. This is old style Bay City Rollers. Eric Faulkner's got a great guitar on this, and it's the best track on the album, I think. That's Where the Boys Are, it's not too bad. Set the Fashion, it's trying to capture the glory days. It's not too bad. I mean, Duncan Farrell is not a bad singer. He does his best, and it's not too bad. And then the last track on this album is This Is Your Life. Again, it's quite rocky, some nice riffs. It just try and go back to how they started. Okay, this is a pleasant enough album. It's got some nice tunes on it, but it's obviously not what they were like in their heyday. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 5.5. Okay, coming in at number 8 we have from 1978 the 6th album, Strangers in the Wind. This is the return of Alan Longmuir, a founding member, of course. He had a 2-year hiatus, but now he's on rhythm guitar instead of bass guitar, because Woody Wood's on the bass now. He plays saxophone. Les McEwen's there on the vocals, Derek's on the drums, Alan on rhythm, and Eric on the lead. First track on here is a track called A Rainy Day in New York City. I like this track. It's quite a pleasant track. Les McEwen's got a nice vocal on that, and I like the string arrangement on that. All of the world is falling in love. Not a bad tune. Got no problem with that. It's just typical sort of Bay City Rollers ballad. Where Will I Be Now? Oh, it's a little bit too disco-y for me. Stick to rock and roll. Don't do disco. You're not a disco band. Back on the Street. Oh, it's a little bit cheesy, but it's listenable. Strangers in the Wind. I do like the guitar work on this. It's not bad at all. Love Brought Me Such a Magical Thing. Again, great guitar work from Eric Faulkner. He's a pretty good guitarist. If You Were a Woman, this is too funky for me. It's too disco, although it has got a damn good guitar solo. Every Tear I Cry, it's okay, a little bit weak. It needs a little bit more oomph in it. Shura Shura for Hollywood. I love this. This is a very jazzy 1940 speak-easy type track. Best track on the album without a doubt. When I Say I Love You, The Pie, it's quite a little country rock tune, something from the Eagles sound, a little bit of Smokey in there. It's not too bad. So the album, it's not a bad album again. It was nice to see them, the original, well, not the original, but that classic lineup come together for one more album. And I don't mind this album at all. Didn't like the disco stuff on it, but the other tracks are pretty cool. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Coming at number 7 then, we go to the third album, released in 1975, Wouldn't You Like It? It's the last to feature Les McEwen. So you got Les McEwen, Woody, Eric, Alan and Derek. I Only Wanna Dance With You. First track, great rock and roll stuff. That old sound of the Bay City Rollers. That's what I grew up on, and I like that. And Don't Stop the Music. Oh, this would have sounded better, but sung by someone like Tina Charles. Actually, I just don't like that one. Shanghaied in Love. Nice song this is. It reminds me a bit of Smokey, Frankie Miller, support people that was quite popular at the time, and that's not a bad track at all. Love Is. It's a typical sort of ballady type track from the Bay City Rollers. I've got no problem with it. Maybe I'm a Fool to Love You. I don't like this at all. I don't know what they were trying, and I just didn't like it. I played it about 6 times, and because it was one of them tracks I was thinking I've got to listen to this again because I don't know, and I just couldn't get it. Too Young to Rock and Roll, great little glam rock track there, nothing wrong with that one. Then we get the classic Give a Little Love, Childhood Memories. We did that in retro. I love the song, best track on the album. Wouldn't You Like It, a really good rocker from the band, and I do like that one. Here Comes the Feeling Again. It's not too bad. It's got some flute on here, some strings. It's pretty mellow. Lovely to See You, very good song, great arrangement. This is one of them tracks that I didn't expect to hear Bay City Rollers doing, and I do like it. It's very, very good. Eagles Fly, solid track, nice melody to that one, really good. Then we get this little sort of instrumental type thing. It's great, the guitar work is rubbish, and then you get at the end Derek's cheesy message, which again wanted me to find the bucket. Pretty solid album. I'd say this is a great sounding album. It's got lots of that glam sound to it, and again there's some tracks on here that I'm not used to hearing the Bay City Rollers doing, and I was surprised. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, coming in at number 6, we go to 1975, Elevator. First record with Duncan Ferrari, and they'd shortened their name to simply the Rollers by now, and pursued a more rocking power pop sound to what they used to do. So apart from Duncan on here, we've got Eric, Alan, Derek and Woody. First track is called Stoned Houses Part 1. It's a little heavy, not bad at all. It's only a little short thing, but there's a reason for that. Then we get the title track, Elevator. Great track, really rocky for, this is a total turnaround. I like that. Great track. Playing in a rock and roll band. Again, great little underrated rock track for the time. Great stuff. Hello and Welcome Home. This reminds me of of 10cc. It's that sort of vein. I Was 11, a great little rocker as well, like that one. Then we get Stoned Houses Part 2, a continuation of the first track, very solid, good track. Turn on the Radio, again a nice little rock track from the late 70s, nothing wrong with that. Instant Relay. The start of this reminds me of Kiss I Was Made for Loving You. Was that great, love the song. Tomorrow's Just a excuse me, I need a drink I think. Oh dear. Yeah, Tomorrow's Just a Day Away. It's okay, it's not the best song on here. Who Will Be My Keeper? Again, a little bit weak. Needs a little bit more beef. Back on the Road Again. This is a bit of your sort of American Southern rock. Molly Hatchet and all that sort of. And Lynyrd Skynyrd, it's pretty good. Washington's Birthday, solid track, some great stuff from Eric Faulkner. Okay, first album without Les, a little bit of a different direction. They've gone a bit more rocky. Duncan Ferrari's not a bad singer. It's a good album. I quite enjoy this one. And I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.6. Okay, then coming in at number 5, we get a 1980, the second album with Ferrari, and the second one that was issued just as the Rollers, Voxx. This features songs, the recordings of Duncan Ferrari's solo stuff, and they did it. And it's not a bad album. So we got Eric, Duncan, Alan, Derek and Woody. First track is God Save Rock and Roll. Again, great rock track, great guitar work from Eric Faulkner. Very underrated guitarist, I think. Working for the People. I would say this is probably one of the heaviest tracks the Bay City Rollers ever did. It's a great little track. Soho, one of the weaker tracks on the album, and I'm not very keen on it. The Hero, it's a nice ballad. I like everything but the keyboards, didn't need it. 85, solid track, nothing wrong with that one. Honey, Don't Leave LA. I didn't like this one at all. It just lacks something. I don't know what it lacked, but it just lacked something. I couldn't really get into it. New York, this is an acoustic number and it's the best track on the album. It's a stunning track. The Jig, they're going to their Scottish roots with some country dancing. It's okay, like the bit of violin in it, it's quite fun. And Only the Young Die Young, another slow track but very strong. I do like the slower tracks on this album and they're pretty good. Definitely the best album by the Rollers, as they were. It's such a strong album, got some really heavy tracks on it. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.8. Okay, coming in at number 4, we go to 1977, and It's a Game. 5th album. It's one of the first albums. It's an album that didn't feature Alan, so you've just got Eric, Derek, Les, and Stuart. First track is called It's a Game. It's a bit disco, but it's not a bad track. You Made Me Believe in Magic. What a funky bass here from Mr. Wood. Great little bass line on that. Don't Let the Music Die. A great ballad sung by Les. He could sing ballads. Got the right voice for it. It's pretty good. Love Power. I don't like that. It's too weird for me. I don't know what they were trying to achieve with that one, but it didn't do nothing for me. The Way I Feel Tonight, another great ballad from Bay City Rollers. Nothing wrong with that one. Love Fever, it's not too bad. Sweet Virginia, I love the funkiness of this. It reminds me of the Doobie Brothers, but I like that track pretty good. Inside a Broken Dream. Well, we got a bit of everything in here, haven't we? Brass, funk, and the brass actually helps it. Then they do a cover of David Bowie's Rebel Rebel. Not a bad version of that. I do like the guitar solo in it though, it's pretty cool. Very solid album. They're just sort of changing direction a little bit here, but there's some pretty strong songs on this. I do like the ballads. I think they're really strong ballads. Les McEwen sounds fantastic on them. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 3. Go to 1976 for the 4th album, Dedication. Alan Longmuir has gone, so they've replaced him with Ian Mitchell. And then Stuart moved from rhythm to bass. And Mitchell actually sings on the title track. So we've got Les McEwen, then Eric Faulkner, Ian Mitchell, Stuart Woody Wood and Derek Longmore. Let's Pretend, solid enough arrangement, good track. You're a Woman, again another good ballad. Fantastic song. Rock and Roller, I like this track. Great rocker. Nothing wrong with that one. I love that glam sound they've got on that. Fantastic. Don't Worry Baby. Oh, it's a little bit wishy-washy. It sounds more like a Boney M song than a Bay City Rollers song. Yesterday's Hero. Great cover of the John Paul Young song. Written, of course, by Harry Vanda and George Young. George Young being the older brother of Angus and Malcolm. My Lisa, it's okay. Then we get the fantastic Money Honey, one of my favourite tracks by the Bay City Rollers, as you know. Great little rock track. Then we get Rock and Roll Love Letter, again solid rock track, love that one as well. Write a Letter, I couldn't get into that at all. Then Dedication, it's got Ian Mitchell singing on it. It's a little bit cheesy, I'm afraid. He doesn't have the same impact as Les singing a ballad, I don't think. It's got some good stuff on here. I was so pleasantly surprised with this album. You know, they've got the singles we know, but they weren't just about their singles, was they? They did make some good music, and they weren't a one-trick pony. I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.3. Okay then, coming in at number 2, second album, released in May 75. Busy year, 1975 for the band. It's got the classic lineup on here: Les, Eric, Woody, Alan and Derek. Opens up with the classic Bye Bye Baby. Great cover of Four Seasons song, of course. I I just remember this from my childhood. Good guitar solo. Fantastic track. Obviously the best one on the album. Then we get the Disco Kid. Nice little rocker. Pretty funky as well. Do like that. Then the La Belle Jean. Like this song. Got a nice beat to that. Very good. When You Will Be Mine. Great rock and roll number that is. Brilliant stuff. Angel Baby, it's a real 50s-60s sort of song and I like it. Keep on Dancing, a damn good version of the Gentry's song. Can't go wrong with that one. Upon a Star, I like this. It's quirky, it's got a good beat, and I don't mind it at all. Let's Go. Right, little track here, nice rock and roll here. I've got no problem with that one either. Marlena, sounding like Smokey. I like the violin in this, it's pretty good. My Teenage Heart, classic rock and roll here. Love the sound of the piano on this. It's Little Richard and Jerry Lee, and oh, it's just great piano. Rock and Roll Honeymoon, more rock and roll stuff, brilliant. Hey Beautiful Dreamer, some of the harmonies in this sound like the Hollies. It's a little bit reminds me of The Air That I Breathe. Not a bad track, good way to end the album. Do like this album, it's pure rock and roll, Bay City Royalist style, and you can't just not love this. It's that sound they created. And I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, my number one. After listening to all these albums about 5 or 6 times, the order kept changing, but the one that kept coming at the top was this one. And it's the debut album from 1974, Rollin. Features that classic lineup: Eric, Les, Stuart, Alan and Derek. Opens up, of course, with the brilliant and the best song by the Bay City Rollers, a little bit of Shang-A-Lang. Brilliant. Then they do a cover of a Kenny track, another band from the 70s that brings back memories. May do a retro ranking on Kenny. See what happens. And they do a great version of a great song called, and it's Give It To Me Now. Great cover. I love that. Then we get Angel Angel. Great rock and roll track with that lots of shoe wobby bop bop, like shoe waddy waddy sort of sound. Great. Be My Baby, a great version of the Ronettes song. I like it. I really like that. Then we get Just a Little Love. This is quite a mellow track. I do like the guitar solo in this. It's pretty good. Remember Sha-La-La-La, again, remember this when it was out on the TV show and that. Great memories of that. I do like that. Saturday Night. This is such glam rock. Very T-Rex, isn't it? Fantastic little song. Ain't It Strange, another great track. This is a little bit more country, but it's still good. Then there's another cover piece, Stay. Great song of the Drifters. Love it. Jenny Gotta Dance. Glam rock. You know, they went on board with the glam rock sound and they pulled it off and it was great. I love that song. There Goes My Baby. Another good song. I just love that sound. I love it. Love the vocals on it. It's fantastic. And the album's on with another classic, Summer Love Sensation. I think this is actually my mate Lee's favourite record by the Bay City Rollers. I love that track as well. It is fantastic. So, great debut album. Okay, there's some covers on here, but they're such good covers. This album is sort of my childhood. I've sort of heard this one because I had a cousin that was into the Bay City Rollers, so. And she had all the tarp and all that. She's a year older than me, so she was a bit more grown up, as I say, and she was well into them. So there's a lot of these songs that I do know, and I think I suppose why it is my number one as well, because I had heard this album a little bit when I thought about it. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, this has been a strange ranking for me because I have never heard any of the albums. So I'm sure Richard's watching this. I would love to see how you would rank them, because you're probably more of an aficionado on Bay City Rollers than me. That's all for this one. I'll be back later with a classic album, which is a classic, proper classic this week. We're going to have another look at a Pink Floyd album, and we're going to look at the fantastic The Wall. Hope you join me for that. So I will see you later. Take care for now.